So this video is about the back and a particular exercise that we use to help our back. And just a disclaimer, I'm not encouraging anybody to do this if they don't feel like they should after they talk to their doctors, which of course most doctors are going to tell you not to do this. Sorry, but it's mostly liability, and that's my opinion why they don't do it, because doctors are going to take a safe route and never encourage you. In fact, they ask you to just quit. But that's not worked for me, and it's never worked for me, and I don't do it that way, and nor does Teresa. And so we do what works for us. We're going to take maybe the risk of doing the exercises. We work around the exercises. We make sure that we do things correctly, full range of motion, proper form, all those things that other guys on YouTube teach about form and function. It's body mechanics. So that's why we do it that way. For us, it works. And some people find other things that work for them. We find out what foods work for us, what foods we can eat, not eat, what gives us the better nutrition, supplementation. Everybody is different. And so that's kind of one thing I wanted to stress in this particular deal. So with that in mind, we do the deadlift as a big part of our therapy for our backs, as well as, of course, getting stronger, and it's a great core exercise. We do, of course, other back exercises, but again, not a doctor and not telling everybody this is what they should do, but it works for us. And with this exercise, you must do it correctly. Everybody will tell you that. There's all sorts of different ways to do it. She does sumo, I do conventional. Just because of our body types, we know what works for us. And so that's super important for everyone. Everybody will say that pretty much on YouTube or any other channel. So I guess that's the main focus. We have our good days and our bad days. You'll see that. We were struggling with our lifts that day, which was yesterday. And that's okay too. That's part of the deal, especially when you are recovering. You're not going to be at full strength, and you do what you can and don't push any more than you need to. We are very good about that, but we're not going to slack off either. So it's just what we do for our health at our age. We're not trying to be pushing weight like Larry Wills or Eddie Hall or Brian Shaw or any of that. Obviously, we're not in that. We're not in that category, nor do we try to be. But we do what's good for us, as you see there, and that's super important. Do what's good for you. It doesn't matter how strong you are. If you're doing the exercise and you're doing it right and it's working for you, then that's the important thing. So without further ado, here's what we did yesterday. So this is just kind of warming up. So, well, it is. I mean, basically we're warming up still. So. You all right?
Yeah, it's hurting a little.
Middle back or lower back?
No, my rib.
Oh, all right.
Well, that's really lightweight. Just I have a
That's all for me.
possible
We'll go up in weight.
non-fusing fractured rib.
Whew.
That's,
So we'll talk a little bit about.
I did, yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about.
Yeah, it's a form of
Well, go ahead and pause it. Go
really
ahead.
rare condition.
Stop it. Try to get I'm trying to work on getting more speed in my lifts on even the heavier weight, just to try and get more explosion off the ground. Doesn't always work, but I try. Yeah. 65 feels okay. Oof. Oh. Thank you, sir. Hang on a second, Matthew. So, your biggest deal right now is getting over your back, right?
Yeah.
So you hurt two things: your lower back and your upper back.
Mid-back, lower
Mid-back.
back. Yeah.
So you went and had an MRI done, right? On the upper part, not the lower part.
Yes.
And they found what the first time? Or no, I guess this time. Right? You're gonna move in a little closer.
They aren't sure if it's a fractured rib or just a congenital problem with my rib, but there's a lot of inflammation in the rib, and we're just trying to get it to heal. It's a really rare occurrence, but working through it, trying to kind of muscle through the pain a little bit, but not too much. Got to know when to pull back also, but just trying to keep going,
Right?
not lose all my gains.
Right, so we're working around the injuries most we can, because if we stop altogether, which most doctors would want you to do, you would lose your gain, and you would also make your condition
My
worse.
my lower back would compress, and then I'd be in real trouble. So,
Yeah, so we
I got
know.
to keep the muscle.
Yeah, we know that the muscle is helping keep our spine, because I have the same kind of issue, that are keeping our, I guess, our vertebrae and our discs a little bit more in line, and keeping, acts as our cushion since we don't have a lot of disc left, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's kind of a big thing. So one of the things I'm trying to educate, and others out there are doing the same thing. Athletics Lean, Jeff, or Jeff, who it is? Jeff Nippard, a lot of those guys that are on YouTube are doing a really good job about explaining why the deadlift is so good and therapeutic for especially our backs. And of course there's other back exercises that we should be doing as well, and we do, but especially deadlift. And it's very counterintuitive for people to think of deadlift as a way to heal your back, especially if you've got bulging discs and you've got a lot of back problems. Now granted, you don't go in there and just start doing heavy lifting either. It takes progression, it takes some time, and it takes doing the exercise perfectly. If I pull wrong, it really screws up my back, because it's already bad. But it's also a really quick time in healing, and for her, it went, so your lower back literally took only about
2 weeks this last time.
Yeah.
First time I injured my back, it took about 8 months. So,
Oh, right.
and then since then I've been able to heal it quicker, using deadlift. So
Yeah. And then this upper back thing was actually turned out to be,
well, we're not.
they're not real sure.
Possibly fractured rib. We don't know from what. I mean, you can sneeze and fracture a rib these days. So
yeah. Or leg press, like one of our friends.
we really don't know if it's that or just, my
Yeah.
bone was an issue in the beginning, and it flexes more than it should, and it just kind of
Right.
got irritated finally. But it is something that, we're working on. I'm taking some extra supplements and
Right.
doing some special ultrasound therapies, different things to try to stimulate the bone to heal. And I mean, it's better. It
Right.
took me to the floor the first time I felt it, and took my breath away. So
Right, right.
now it's just a little, kind of like a 3 or 4 on the pain scale, which isn't too bad. So
Right, right. Well, let's do some more. Let's get you up to, let's see. You want to go 350, 345? 345?
maybe let's try that.
Okay, all right.
The ear deadlift will irritate it a little bit, but she told me I can't stop deadlifting because that's how I keep my lower back from having problems.
Yeah.
So it's like a, give or
There's a
take.
fine line you got.
There is. I mean, it's kind of tough.
Well,
Just keep going.
see, I know how that
Muscle
rib
through the
injuries
pain.
go. I had an intercostal one before, doing T-bar rows, and it popped.
Oh,
Man, I heard it. I felt it.
From T-bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
See, I
T-bar
didn't,
ring
I didn't
popped.
hear or feeling. It had been hurting a little bit for months, and then one day I was deadlifting and it took me down. I lost
Yeah,
my
no,
breath,
those
went to
hurt.
the floor, and I was like,
Is this
but
okay?
it had already been hurting a little bit, so it wasn't it was already pain, and then whatever happened was on top of whatever was there. So,
We're compounding, huh? Those are fun, right?
yeah.
All right. All right. Let's go to
So
three.
yeah, I do have because I did have my lower back go out a couple weeks ago.
Right.
You have a little bit of a mental block that happens, even though my lower back isn't hurting anymore.
Right.
And plus my rib is a little bit irritated, and I know what I'm doing is beneficial, but you have a fear. And deadlift is such a mental lift anyway.
Oh, anyway,
So
right.
there's a lot going on in your head. So I'm gonna try to pull this, see how it goes.
All right.
And this is such an easy weight for me. Should go up easy.
It should. Let's go. Go and keep filming.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna take
Actually,
that.
you should, yeah. Just,
So, yeah. Sit there forever, just like. Yeah, that's cool. That's what's up. I do that all the time. She's 47. Yeah, so it's good. You guys both look good. It's been good.
oh, sweet. You got it. Up with it. There you go. There you go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. You need to do that. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay.
All right.
Haircut. Shouldn't be too heavy. Always fussing with getting the right stance is always kind of a pain in the ass. Come on. Whew. Sometimes it feels a little heavier than it should, but I take slower jumps. I went 315, 365, 405, and then usually I'd go 420, maybe 435 right off the bat, but that felt a little heavy, so I might just do this again. Every day's different. You never know how the hell you're going to feel. It really matters what kind of food you eat yesterday and then today, this morning. So I'll get into more of that later, but anyway, we'll go from there. Thanks.
Space here.
Yeah. The hardest thing with this lift is getting some of our negative thoughts out of our head and just worry. She's worried about her back, and of course, but she pulls well and she's being very conscious of her form. And up with it. Come on, come on. Ooh, you all right? Upper back.
No, it's like I can't fucking get it up. I'm gonna have to try that again.
All right.
Fuck. Come on, you can do it. See, there you go.
Damn it!
You're getting it up.
I know, I just... I can't do it. Hey. some days when you have those kind of days, it feels good to kind of pull one out of the hat. And sometimes our bodies are just not there. Not for me today, but she did all right, and she's got worries in her head, and sometimes it feels good to just get one done. It helps. It helps. So that was good. That was good. Come on. That was good. That was good. You needed that. You needed that. That's the part. You just listen to your body and see. That's why I've been having 2 shakes today, trying to get more micronutrients and trying to get, I feel like I'm missing some nutrients big time. That's why I went to that today. I feel better than I have, but I mean, obviously the strength ain't there today, but and you're feeling like you need more calcium. So, I mean, whatever you feel like you need, it's like Austin going out and licking the damn cement, he's needing something.
Our dog eats the cement because there's crumbling cement and it's dust.
Yeah,
And
he goes out there every morning.
We think he needs some nutrients, right? When you
Yeah.
crave stuff like that, you're lacking nutrients.
Yeah, so
But,
he's getting his minerals.
I have
I
not been
guess.
craving dirt lately. I used to eat dirt when I was a kid because I craved it, and the
Right.
doctor told my mom he said,
Let-
let her eat it because
Right.
she needs some nutrients from the
Yeah.
dirt.
How many
So-
doctors would even say that today, right? Shit,
Yeah.
probably not.
I ate chalk too,
That I haven't eaten.
like chalkboard
Apparently
chalk.
you needed gypsum. Yeah.
I used to steal the chalk from my teacher's chalkboard and I'd eat it
Yeah.
for recess.
Nice.
Okay, let's get some,
Yeah, just get some reps.
it was nice to get that heavy lift
Yeah.
out of the way. It's not heavy, but it's getting there.
Go back
It's hard
the
to
bed
come
and
back
stuff.
from a,
Back injury. So obviously this is big weight for us, and my current max is 440, I guess, on the board there. And Teresa is at, she's done 385 in contest. She's done it here, and so her next gig will be
February.
February, right. Yeah. And so when we have days like today, it's like, not any different than Brian Shaw pulling his 800 plus, or Larry and any of those big guys. It doesn't matter. It's all relative. If you're pulling 225, that's your weight. If there you go, sweetie. He's just gonna do some reps there, and whatever your weight is, that's your weight. It doesn't matter. You're trying to compete with those kind of guys, then that's a whole different matter. But for us, it's about staying in shape and doing what we can with what we have, and eating the best that we can, and paying attention to our bodies and doing everything you can. We watch other people's stuff on YouTube, and we talk to some of the people that have been around for a while. I've been around it a while, doesn't mean I know everything. So you're always learning stuff. There's new stuff, new studies. There's lots of cool studies out there. And technique in weightlifting is everything. Just to not get hurt. We aren't actually hurting our backs from weightlifting. We're hurting our backs doing other things. As some of you know, I build transmissions. I rebuild cards. So it's lifting
your legs.
heavy. Yeah, shaving legs, whatever pulls that back out, it's always something stupid like that. But so the weightlifting is actually helping you to be more in balance, because we're lifting an engine, or we're trying to pull that stump out, or the weeds out, and bent over all stupid. And yeah, that's the stuff that hurts. So weightlifting helps counteract some of that that we do, not intentionally, or to hurt ourselves intentionally, but falling off a truck, falling off a horse, any of those things. This is recovery from that, and helping us to be stronger when we do stuff like that. So we're going to be done for the day, and we'll hit it again next week, and we'll keep going week after week, month after month. She has only been lifting for, we decided, what, 5 years? Teresa, is it 5 years you've been lifting now? You had an anniversary
I
thing.
think it's 6.
6 years? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. She hasn't lifted before. She's done other things like running and
I did a little, I played with weights in college.
in
nothing-
college, but yeah, well, that
nothing
was
real
how many
serious.
years ago?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's kind of important thing. So that's pretty good for somebody only lifting for 6 years. Sadly, I've been lifting for 40 plus years. Yeah, 46 years I think we decided. I can't remember. But anyway, I just keep doing it. But I have been doing it most all my life. And I say most because of my accidents and some downtime. Otherwise, I've been doing it that many years. And I've looked like this for that many years. A little bigger now. Thanks, Joe.
I could call your number, but I know that there is nobody home, girl.